The FDA quietly approved a generic abortion pill ahead of the governmental shutdown. The approval of a generic for the medication mifepristone comes less than 2 weeks after Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. pledged that the agency would review the drug's safety. Tyrone Bowman live. We have to talk about this article that was written by Arya Bendix and Sahil Kapoor for NBC News. Now, this is supposed to be the pro-life party. This is supposed to be the party that's supposed to be against abortion. And under no circumstances do they ever believe that a woman should have an abortion whatsoever. But yet the Republican administration, the FDA Human Health or Health Secretary, approved a generic abortion pill. The Food and Drug Administration on Tuesday quietly approved a generic form of mifepristone, one of two medications used in most U.S. abortions. For what purpose? That makes the drug from the company Avita Solutions, the second generic version to hit the market. The first from pharmaceutical company Gen BioPro was approved in 2019. Mifepristone is typically used in combination with another pill, misoprostol, to induce abortions. Medication abortions account for nearly 2/3 of abortions in the U.S. So why are abortions taking place if this is supposed to be the party that's supposed to be against abortion? They always talk about, quote unquote, the radical left, the crazy left, the murderous left. But what about the murderous right? And where are these generic abortion pills going to be flooded? In the Black communities, in rural and poor neighborhoods, in an attempt to stamp out and cut the lives short of Black children and others from coming into this world. So they want to play God now. The FDA wrote in a letter to Avita Solutions on Tuesday, the day before the government shutdown began, that its mifepristone tablets were, quote, therapeutically equivalent, end quote, to the brand name version Mifeprex, which has been available in the U.S. since 2000. On its website, Avita Solutions described its mission as assisting the medical community and recognizing the utility and freedom that medical abortion provides patients. Quote, close quote. Are you serious? This administration says it's against abortion. So then why is a generic abortion pill being made available? Who's going to pay for it? Everything is being cut, but there's money for an abortion pill. For who? What demographic? Some of you might not like this, but I really don't care, because it's total hypocrisy. Life is life, whether you all think that Black people deserve to be alive or not. The rich and powerful don't get to play Almighty God and decide who comes into this world and who can't live. Quote, we seek to normalize abortion care and we commit to making care accessible to all, end quote, it adds. The company did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The FDA approval comes less than 2 weeks after Health and Human Secretary Services Robert F. Kennedy Jr. told Republican state attorneys generals that the FDA would review mifepristone's safety. In the letter, Kennedy and the FDA Commissioner, Mark Hardy, wrote that the FDA's past decisions to roll back certain restrictions on mifepristone access had not been given adequate consideration at the time. Andrew Nixon, a spokesperson for the Health and Human Services Department, said the FDA does not endorse drug products and directs prescribers to follow all labeling. Well, what do you mean they don't endorse it? You're allowing it to take place? They're allowing it to happen. So I ask again, who is the abortion pill for? And why is it being approved? The FDA has very limited direction in deciding whether to approve a generic buy. By law, the Secretary of Health and Human Services must approve an application if it demonstrates that the generic drug is identical to the brand name drug, Nixon said in a statement. This is double talk. It's still abortion. Any way you want to describe it. A non-generic, a generic pill, abortion is abortion. You can call it medical treatment, you can call it safety treatment, it's still abortion. Generic applicants are not required to submit independent evidence proving safety and effectiveness, he added. HHS is conducting a study of the reported adverse effects of milnacipran to ensure the FDA's risk mitigation program for the drug is sufficient to protect women from unstated risks. Are you serious? What do you think? People are stupid? To double talk, to hypocrisy. Weren't the Republicans the one who overturned Roe versus Wade, 1973 decision? Didn't the evangelical right pour in hundreds of millions of dollars into the coffers of Republican politicians? Yet these same people, when their mistress is pregnant, or when they impregnate their teenage daughters, they make her have an abortion. Who is the abortion pill for? If you have any sense, ladies and gentlemen, do not let this crap enter into the body of your children. The approval provoked a furious response from Marjorie Danon Fessler, the president of the anti-abortion group Saba Pro-Life America. Quote, Secretary Kennedy and the FDA commissioner Markey assured Congress and the American people that they would conduct a thorough review, giving credible evidence of the harm inflicted by these drugs, she said. The prompt completion of the review is made more urgent given this approval to flood the market with a cheap abortion drug. Peer-reviewed research has long shown that serious adverse reactions from abortion pills are rare. In combination, this is what they say. Milnacipran and misoprostol can be used up to 70 days after the start of the last menstrual period. The former blocks the come on with this so-called legal, this intellectual jargon here. It's called murder. Murder. MURDER capitalized. Planned Parenthood was picketed by so many people on the right. And the right ain't quite right. I'm going to start calling it the corrupt. I'm not going to call it the right. Anti-abortion activists have for years called on the FDA to revoke the approval of the first generic drug for milnacipran, as well as two particular rule changes for the drug's use. The first, in 2016, said that milnacipran could be used up to 10 weeks gestation instead of 7. And the second, in 2021, eliminated a requirement that milnacipran be dispensed in person, allowing it to be prescribed via telehealth and mailed nationwide. America is damned before Almighty God. And one day, you can laugh, you can pretend that the Almighty is not real, you can pretend that the divine judgment seat of God is not real, you can pretend that there will not be a judgment day when all human beings will stand before Almighty God, young and old, black and white, rich and poor, learned and unlearned. And the powers to be who run this country, they're all going to give an account before that judgment seat. I don't even want to read the rest of this article. because these politicians are hypocrites. No money for health care, can't bring down inflation, can't do anything about Social Security but try to privatize it, take hundreds of millions of dollars away from people and give it to the rich and the powerful. Seniors are getting services taken away from them night and day. No accountability for those who are corrupted in the land unless they're poor and black and brown and just marginalized people. Then there's a rush to judgment to make sure that they become profitable in the prison industrial complex. But you got plenty of money for an abortion pill. Never surrender. Never quit.